Welcome to my Runescore guide on Regard My Shards and a bit too familiar Runescore achievements. As for the requirements, there is only one, and you will need to have completed the quest as a first resort, as this quest gains access to the Saltwater Spring, which provides unlimited run energy, which means you're able to bypass a painful mechanic within the minigame. Make your way to the city of Oo'glog, and then directly north of the bank will be the Saltwater Spring, in which case players will want to climb over the rocks. And on your buff bar, once you do leave, you will get an agility icon. This does change up to a maximum of about 25 minutes. So it pretty much depends if you get unlucky and you get like a 3-minute boost. Ideally, you want to get 6 minutes or more of a boost. Afterwards, make your way to the Taverley Lodestone, and this minigame can be done once a week. Every 2 hours, a random obelisk within Gillinor will be active at the time, and to figure out which obelisk is active, we will need to speak to pick up sticks, in which case you can right click so that you're able to find him. He will go through a bit of a dialogue, in which case you'll hit option 1 to find out where he is. And he will give you a little bit of a hint, in which case I got extremely lucky because this was pretty much right here. And then some of those obelisks do have a little hidden requirement depending on where they were and if you want to get there quicker or not. For example, there can be one at the fishing guild that does require 68 fishing, and then there might be another one on Shiloh Village where you will need to complete the Shiloh Village quest. For mine, I did need to have a whopping 70 agility, and that is because it was at the Taverley Blue Dragon Resource Dungeon, in which case the NPC was right there. And to speak to him, you want to hit option 1, sure, I'll give it a go. Now, once you are in here, you will be randomly picked as one of the 12 familiars. But pretty much where it says avoid, you want to just ignore that completely. And we will now be going in a giant circle, either clockwise or counterclockwise, and we will be picking up these raw shards around the area. Usually what happens is every couple of tiles you lose about 7% run energy, and because we are in the Saltwater Spring, we have unlimited run energy, which means we no longer have the ability to run out of run, which was probably the worst thing to do this minigame, because if you were the Thorny Snail familiar, and if you ran out of run, you were a snail, like you were going one tile every 5 minutes or so. Like it was just painfully slow. You were a walker, or I guess like a little slug in a sense. And then, like I said, you want to go in a giant circle, and the goal is to pick up 60 raw shards, which will take quite a while. It takes probably about 3-4 minutes to go all around it, and then while you are going around, you do have a little bit of a health bar, in which case when you're by the monsters that are dangerous towards you, you will take a little bit of damage, but like I did say earlier, because of the fact we have unlimited run energy, it doesn't really matter how much damage we are taking from the familiars, because I believe they take about 15 seconds of your timer, in which case you have a whopping 20 minutes to get all 60 shards. And then as the more time that's in here, you have more monsters to avoid. But like I said earlier, you don't really have to pay attention. You could just run into the monster, they will damage you a tiny bit, and then you'll just be able to continue the circle, collecting all the shards. Now, like I did say earlier, there is another achievement that will be a bit too familiar, in which case players will need to be all 12 familiars that will be on screen now, and this is going to be very painful as this is considered a weekly, which means it will take a minimum of 12 weeks to do this. But if you do have the weekly reset tokens, you are able to do this in 6 weeks. But there's one thing to do, and you will always need to collect the shaman outfit. Once you do have the shaman outfit, it will increase your chance of getting a non-familiar that you have been, making the achievement so much easier. If you do not have the shaman outfit, it's pretty much a hit or a miss if you get a new monster to play as or not. In which case, yeah, I would prefer to do this in about 6 weeks tops, as it is very time gated in a sense, but there are other time locked stuff that can take several months. And what I mean by that is pretty much like the salty title or the sandy title, just because you will have to do player owned ports, which that can easily take about 8 months to do. I do wish every time you did pick up a raw shard, maybe you got like 1 or 200 summoning experience per raw shard, because it would give this a little bit more incentive. But again, since we're only collecting 60 shards, maybe increase the XP to like 500 XP a shard or something. That way it could be somewhat of a little very, very low level summoning method. And then now that we're coming close to the 60 mark, there will be something that you will have to find out pretty cool. So once you have all 60, you will be automatically teleported out, and we will need to speak to the NPC who's outside, in which case this depends if you have the full shaman outfit. You will want to pick on the triple charms ticket, which does last for 40 minutes. Now, if you do not have the shaman outfit, you will want to have the click on the box of summoning ingredients, which it is 100% chance. And remember that there is 5 outfit pieces, but there is also the shaman outfit head add-on, which you can do that. It doesn't really affect getting the a bit too familiar achievement, although it would be nice to get the daily 500 spirit shards from the add-on, which does help if you are an iron account on low GP funds. Thank you all so much for watching this, and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment down below any video suggestions or questions you have, and I will try to answer them. And enjoy the rest of your day.